Gemini, Jupiter and Leo, which lasts until July 26, 2027, opens up a very lucky change for you. We're going to see how your brilliant mind and brilliant communication skills can bring you good luck in your life, courtesy of this Jupiter transit, and what the tarot wants you to know about creating the conditions to receive it. So for you, Gemini, Jupiter and Leo is all about supercharging your mind with bold new ideas. And if you've been wanting to learn new things, then this transit can help with that. You could reach a new audience of people if you have your own business, or you might just feel more intellectually stimulated and engaged with life. And this is what Jupiter and Leo can bring for you. So we are going to explore how this energy might arrive with our tarot, and then look at the conditions to receive it that you create, because it's all about using the energies, and there is a wild card factor at the end. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about this Jupiter and Leo transiting this third house. Very expansive energy with your mind. It can absolutely be a time to help you expand beyond a comfort zone, beyond any limiting beliefs you might have, and also in the ways that I mentioned in the intro of this video. All right, let's see what we have for you, Gemini. Ooh, we got a Judgment and an Empress. Knight of Cups in your heart. Look at this energy showing up. Two of Swords, a Five of Wands, a Knight of Swords. I'm going to pull one more. A Knight of Coins. Wow. Get these Knights energies and the Ten of Cups. So we have some very interesting energies that are showing up here. We have three Knights: Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Coins. So there is energy of transition and change. And how might that come in for you? And what is this change that you're wanting to manifest? Well, from these energies, it's all about our mindset, as we know. We'll come back to this in a second. But I think what we have going on here is, we want things to flow better. Knight of Cups. We want to feel like we are moving more quickly on things that inspire us. Knight of Swords, not dilly-dallying, overthinking, which is what we have over here. And we want to make steady progress. And that progress is influenced by our personal happiness. Yes, we want to probably make money with something because the Knight of Coins is here. But I look at the Ten of Cups as our ultimate personal happiness. Now, yes, it could be among a group of people like your family. Maybe you're hoping that this Jupiter and Leo transit will bring you better communications with the people closest to you. Sure, absolutely. But it's always how you use the energies. But that is indicated in these cards. But it can also be your ultimate personal happiness. Not everybody has a family. So this can just be like, wow, I just feel like my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is coming in. That's very Ten of Cups for me. I'm feeling more emotionally grounded in my decision making, and also the things I am growing and expanding into, the things I am choosing to focus my thoughts and my beautiful brain upon, and my life force creative energy. So this is very good. Well, let's break it down a little bit more. Okay, so we start out here with this Judgment card. So yeah, maybe there's a wake-up call going on for you. Maybe in the next 2 days, 2 weeks. I think it's fairly soon, but it depends on your personal situation. We do have this big new moon solar eclipse also in Leo, this third house for you. So you may be getting this wake-up call, this, blast of energy, right? This eclipse like energizing you to let go, because that eclipse is also coming up with the south node of letting go. Let go of old ways of thinking, of old ways of communicating and using your energy. I mean, here's the Empress. We'll get to her in a second. So where are you maybe experiencing a wake-up call and needing to think about your life in a different way, and how you are thinking about your life and the things, your goals, your personal goals, the things you want to create. Okay, so Judgment, fresh energy, resurrection, but we do need to make a decision, and we need to make that decision out of discernment of what this information blasting in is encouraging us to look at and choose to do differently and to think differently. Okay. And I think this is the key, this Empress here. So Empress is about flowing, not forcing. And what's interesting is that, yes, it's the Taurus energy, which is your 12th house of your subconscious. Okay. So the behind the scenes. And also it is your 5th house, the Libra, the heart space. So this is the key. So is your heart invested in the things that you are saying? Because this is, again, our 3rd house of communications, the things we're saying that we want, that we're going to do. Are we flowing or are we forcing? Are we forcing our hearts to do stuff and say stuff that we really don't think is true for us? Are we saying yes when we mean no? So there could be these types of things going on for you. But also it is an extremely creative energy. It is a profit-oriented energy. I mean, she is Venus. She is about money, wealth, and all pleasurable things in life. Of course, money is not the end all and be all, but I mean, it solves a lot of problems and it can help us have pleasurable experiences. And for those of you absolutely who are wanting to make a change, as I said, with your finances, this is the energy to focus in on. And also because she rules your 12th house of subconscious stuff, this Jupiter in Leo can give you more faith in what is possible for you in terms of finances. If you start looking at and shifting any types of limiting beliefs you had, maybe you don't have them. If you don't have them, then this part of the reading doesn't apply to you. Okay. But I think a lot of us have something going on in that area. And so, Jupiter is an energy of learning, knowledge, faith, and belief. So this is absolutely what you focus on in the year ahead with this Jupiter and Leo transit is what expands. Do you want to expand stuff that can grow and that makes you feel aligned creatively? Or do you want to expand shenanigans? That's your choice, okay? Which is why I think it's interesting we have this Knight of Cups here originally in the heart of the situation, making this emotional shift into more trust and faith and alignment with your heart and also flow. Okay. And also, I'm just going to say this Judgment Empress can also be about the discernment of what is valuable because you are freaking brilliant. Okay. You are. But not every idea or scheme or, is worth pursuing. What's going to give you the most emotional satisfaction? That is the first thing. And that doesn't require you to force yourself to do it. This is, I think, the major thing going on here. So that is maybe the situation that has to be acknowledged and started to, shift in your life with this Knight of Cups. Because, we have a 2 of Swords that is showing up here. So you might be sitting on the fence wondering, well, Stella, how, I don't know. I don't know. All right. You may not know quite yet. Sometimes it does take a little bit for this blast of judgment horn energy to kind of percolate, and then we kind of figure it out. So if intellectually you're not quite there yet with what this might be, then look at it energetically with this 5 of Wands, which is showing up here, which is like, I am all freaking over the place. I'm here and there. I'm trying this. I'm trying that. I think I should do this. I started, I stop. I do this. I do that. I don't know. Where am I going? What am I doing? And Jupiter, yes, is bounty. It's generousness, right? So there can be an overflow, a generosity of ideas. And like I said, schemes and ideas you're percolating on. But if the energy is chaotic around that, to me, that means it's not aligned. Because energy, when you are aligned, things flow, which brings me back to my Empress. She's not running all over the place, chasing ideas that might work next. That's this 5 of Wands, okay? So really sit with these 2 energies, this 2 of Swords, this 5 of Wands, and tune into that, because that can give you clues of what may need to shift so you can work with these energies, because this is very nice. And like I said, when you figure that out, we have this Knight of Swords, like you're moving forward on one clear thing. This Knight of Coins. This Knight of Coins is not scattered all over the place. It is focused and determined. And yes, it will move methodically. That doesn't mean boring. Methodical just means there is some sort of method to your madness, so to speak. It's a phrase, okay? And then we end up with this 10 of Cups, which is very, very nice. So let me know what these changes of state represent for you, with a different mindset moving forward to a different tangible goal that is more system-oriented, more methodical in some way, not boring, but also is flowing. And this can be something to think about. Again, I just invite you to think about these things. Do you need a schedule for yourself? That can also, 5 of Wands is we think everything takes top priority. No, it does not. So with this Knight of Coins, where do you need some sort of structure to your day? Some sort of rhythm that fits you, that will help you be in flow rather than in chaos, and will help you manifest more sense of calm. This 10 of Cups, that things are moving in the right direction for you, and it's not so freaking hard. This is a big mindset shift here. Last time Jupiter was in Leo in 2014, I was burned out, stuck, and yearning for something better. Everything changed for me during that transit. That's exactly why I created my Use the Energies Jupiter in Leo astrology guide. Because you know what? Life is too freaking short to keep tolerating what you've outgrown. If you're ready for something better and want to use astrology to create it, then scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the description to learn more. All right, Gemini, let's keep going. Let's see conditions to receive this beautiful energy, using the energy of Jupiter transiting your 3rd house. Brilliant ideas of how to change your life. I mean, that's really what it's all about. Some of you may want to go back to school and learn something new, a hobby. That's more 5th house, but I mean, we did get the Empress there. A hobby may become monetized. It's possible. Maybe you're going to be doing that. But this is really the ultimate. I am having much more optimism in how I'm thinking about my life and what is possible for me. Yeah, look, 3 of Wands. Knight of Cups, again. This one tells you, shifting your emotional energy, so important with this. 6 of Swords, for me, that is your energy in the heart. Look again. Are you paying attention to this? Empress, again. 5 of Swords, that's your own mental shenanigans. And then Lovers, also your energy. 3 of Wands, gorgeous, showing up here. The power of visualization. This is also related to things that you're doing. It's not just, remember, this is not just about talking. This is about also putting the physical energy behind what you want to do with this transit. So, if you want your world to expand, which is very much a 3 of Wands, then what are you doing to expand it? Are you learning something new? Are you communicating in a different way? Are you marketing your business if you have one? That's also very 3 of Wands, and it is also very 3rd house is marketing. So if that applies to you, Aries energy, your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams showing up here. What do you see for yourself? This is what I'm saying. Your mind and what you're visualizing. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is possible for you? Because this energy can really help you expand that vision. And when we have that vision, that is a place that we work from. It shifts the vibration. It is a beautiful energy to assist us in manifesting. It's also about aligned action. Okay. And then we have this Knight of Cups. So again, your vision, 3 of Wands, aligned with your emotional shift in how you're sharing your energy with the world. Because when we share our energy with the world from a position of feeling like really aligned with our vision, it's a totally different vibe. We communicate differently. Our actual energy is higher vibration, so to speak. It's totally different. So that's what I'm saying. And this is the 2nd time this energy has showed up in your reading. The water in this card can be about the emotional waters we need to cross intellectually. Admit that the water is there, that there is something emotional to address, align our mind and our emotions together so we can move forward out of stress, whatever's causing us the stress. And it's the mindset, because what's over here? The Five of Swords, fighting against flow. That's the Empress. Thinking it has to be so hard, or ignoring our emotional energy. Because remember, she also rules your 5th house, your heart space. Ignoring that intuitive voice inside of us. She also rules your 12th house, as I said. That intuitive voice inside us that, is like, wait a minute, no, this isn't right. That's your 12th house telling you something about this. It doesn't feel good. Or I'm repeating an old emotional pattern. Like, why? Why am I doing this? This is this 5 of Swords. And this is good that this 5 of Swords is looking at this Empress. And the Empress is sitting there not to judge you. She's not judging you, Gemini. She's saying, come sit alongside me and let's grow this beautiful new future vision that you have for yourself. Let's do it together. This is not an adversarial relationship, which is this 5 of Swords. Okay. And we see this also, this reconciliation with your own energy, with this Lovers. I am loving what I am choosing. I am loving what I am seeing for my future, because I am creating it, not out of stress, but out of flow, alignment, patience. I mean, that is also the Empress. We have to realize good things take time. They really do. And, I think by your birthday season, you're going to see beautiful fruits of your labors, provided you use this energy. And this Lovers can be about 2 things, because that you're always about 2 things. What are the 2 things you want to really invest your energy into? One might be more communication oriented. One might be more creative oriented. One might be more business oriented or marketing oriented, or maybe taking little trips, getting out in the world a little bit more. This is also the 3rd house. Maybe mending a relationship with a sibling or strengthening a relationship with a sibling. All of these are possibilities. Getting involved with neighborhood groups and volunteer groups and things like that. And Jupiter is a very optimistic energy. And since it rules your 7th house of other people, let's just also say this, because we got, Lovers showing up here. Your partnership energy. Let's just say this. If the people around you are causing 5 of Swords agita, then I invite you to take a look at that, because is that something you need to put a boundary around? Is that the wake-up call you're getting? You have these big visions, you see things, you're taking action, and somebody's got to say some shenanigan with the 5 of Swords and leave you feeling like a POS. And, you can Google that abbreviation, and you're like, no. I want people around me who are supportive of my goals, who help me expand, who help me realize my potential, see my potential, and boost me up and nurture me. I mean, this Empress twice. It's like nurturing yourself, yes, but also receiving nurturing from the people around you toward the goals you are trying to manifest. Not having mind trippers and mind effers in your world who are trying to hold you back. This is also another key about using this energy. All right, Gemini, let's get your wild card factor for this Jupiter in Leo transit. Let us see what's going on. Gemini. Wow, we have Venus in Cancer and we have birth. And notice there's 2 children. This is also very Gemini. There's 2 children. There's a sun and moon. There's like doubles in this card. Okay, this is your 2nd house of self-worth. It's also your house of money. And the Empress showing up twice. This is no coincidence either, right? I was, talking about the money before. And it is the Venus, and Empress is the Venus energy twice. So the more that you, again, use the energies here of optimism, of rethinking about what is possible for your life and taking aligned action and action that flows toward your goals, you're going to birth a new life for yourself. It's right here. You're going to feel even more powerful than you perhaps do now in terms of your self-worth. You could be birthing a whole new level of confidence in yourself and in the way you speak and communicate. And you could also be birthing a whole new possible income stream, something that springs from your beautiful brain and creates opportunity, money, a business, marketing, whatever in your life. It's gorgeous. So Gemini, if you want to dive even deeper into some of the readings I've done for you on the channel, then check out these over here. You might find them very illuminating. Thank you so much for joining me today. Would love to hear from you in the comments what that Three of Wands is for you. What vision do you see on your horizon? And how are you going to use the Jupiter and Leo transit to help make it happen? Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.